Crimes of Passion, Chapter 14, The Heat. A wide grin spreads across her face as she read the name Kowalski T off the document on Tristan's laptop. Tristan, do you know what this means? We found our killer. Hell, we met our killer. Kowalski T has to be Tony Kowalski. You know, the blacksmith? My god. I think you're right. It's all starting to make sense. Let's take this step by step. Make sure we're not jumping to conclusions. You review the public works records spread out on Tristan's bedspread, and the employment records on her laptop screen. Tony was a landscaper at the mansion at Blake Hill, and he was making knives for the new Hinton Horror. Remember those medical textbooks we found at his shop? We said the cuts to the heart were almost surgical, like a med student, not professional. Also, as I recall, he thought we were members of Nick's little club. Or he thought we were onto him, and when he realized we weren't, he sent us on a wild goose chase. There's definitely something there. But I think we need a little more to go off of. Oh, what about his wrist? When we fought the killer last night, it was injured. Judge out from the licking I gave him at the Iverson Gala. I bet you that Tony has an identical injury right this moment. Tristan leans forward, resting her chin on her hand. I don't understand. I don't understand. It's the motive. What I don't understand is the motive. How does it all connect? Why Tyler, Sandra, and Bethany? I'm not sure yet, but maybe your old friend Nick could help. I'd be curious to learn about how he first met Tony. Good idea. Let's go ask him right now. Be serious. He's not gonna be dumb enough to talk to us without lawyers again. He might be if we surprise him at his favorite morning writing spot. Care to stop for a cup of coffee on the way to the office? Sure, I could go for a cup. She rises from the bed and the blanket falls away. She smirks when she notices the way we are looking through. Her eyes trail over her body. Maybe perhaps we should put on clothes first, if we must. Tristan runs the tip of her fingers along your waist as you reach for your clothes, igniting a flare of passion in you. Okay, let me reiterate that we must. Fine, small sport. Okay. As the two of you set out to leave, Ember comes running from across the apartment and leaps at your feet. And where were you hiding? Your uncle dropped her off yesterday. She's shaking up prisoners in my shoe closet. We have a closet exclusively for shoes. Not anymore. Ember slants her head, her feet patting with anticipation. Look at the poor girl. She doesn't want to miss out on the action. I'm not sure who's got the puppy dog eyes. The puppy dog look down better, you or Ember. Alright, girl, you can tag along. Who knows? Maybe we'll see some action today. Not long after Tristan's car squares up to an outdoor cafe, Ember watches from the back window as you beeline for the nearest table. Nick looks up from his laptop as you and Tristan help yourself to two empty chairs. Tristan running to you, Hugh. Mr. Bastion? I was just getting into a groove too. Whatever you two want, I'm not into the call my intern. I'm surprised that's how you feel given the circumstances. What circumstances? Corridor, what do you want, remember? How about it ends to one question instead? Lawyer. Come on, Nick. I know you want to be want to be the guy who helped close the case. Think of what a great story it would be. Fine, ask whatever you want, but I'm not making any promises. How did you and Annika first meet Tony Kowalski? Who? Don't lie to us. He's a blacksmith you hired to make your knives and masks. No, you got it backwards. That guy came to us, not the other way around. I don't know him. I don't know how he found us, but he contacted Annika after we first started getting big. Okay, you want that name? God, no. Not my style. The guy does as custom gear like that. We'll hand him how we use. Why wouldn't we agree? Get up the mystique. Why didn't you mention this before? We never asked. I didn't even know his name until now. He only contacted us when he had a new shipment. He's a nobody. One last question. Have you seen this before? Not this card specifically, no. But I obviously recognize the hand symbol. Is this supposed to mean something? That settles it. Tony was lying to us from the start. Time to catch our killer. 2 minutes later, you're in the passenger seat of Tristan's car as she speeds through the streets of New York. Well, we have to move fast. Once we get to the agency, I won't let this guy slip through our fingers again. Then we'll require some form of backup. The two of us can't cover out all the exits. I think we're going to meet top some people for this. Not to mention solid evidence for a warrant. Luckily, I have an idea for where we can get our hands on something compelling. You dial a number on your phone, running the call through the system in Tristan's car. Hey, Ruby. I'm hoping you can give me a miracle. How are the forensics going and the victims from the mansion? So far, so good, though I don't have many definitive answers yet. What were you hoping to find out? No solid idea yet, but they do have some things in common with each other, with our other victims. They're all women, mostly mid-20s, fine body types, and aesthetics, and they always come in sets of three. Sounds like Professor Reese was a outright. He doesn't fit the victim's profile. I don't think our friend Tony's finished yet. Wait, who? Who? Do you have a suspect? Yep, a blacksmith, Tony Kowalski. Any chance you can pull a DNA sample of that stuff we took from your shop? It's a bit done. I'll get started right away. Perfect. Can you also have Luke check for her and any connection between the Color Museum, Ruth Iverson Foundation, and the Black Hill Preservation Society and Greenhouse Landscaping? Perhaps he can also check local hospitals near the blacksmith shop for any John Doe's with arm wounds in the last few days. You can count on us. We'll let you know the second we have anything. You hang up, then quickly shoot. I was like, that's in the father. Boss, we need a break in the case. A big one. Get Thompson to the agency and we get ready to bring in a suspect. I'm feeling good about this one. Let's not count our chicken yet. We still have to catch him. Soon after you arrive at the agency, taking the steps two at a time. Inside, you find Luke at his desk, pointing over several open files on his computer screens. Heroes, Tristan, glad to see you are my favorite coworker. You got something for me? I checked into Tony Kowalski's college records. You know he was kicked out of school after an incident with a counselor. He told us he was still in school. The lies keep it stacking up. What kind of incident are we talking about? Seems like a stalkering thing. There is a copy of the complaint in the desk here. I'm putting together if you want to read it. Hit me. I want to know everything there is to know about this guy before we go toe to toe with him again. Like I said, he was a student for 2 years. His attendance started slipping, so they made him go see a counselor. Oh, the records from the actual counselor are definitely sealed, but I'm not getting anywhere near them. So where's the information coming from? The counselor in question wrote a letter recommending Tony's expulsion from the university. This got rather dark. Is it standard procedure for a therapist to recommend expulsion? No, not really. Of course not. But and if we can't access the records, still, we know the most important part, all that promise in the history department was overweighted by whatever side of him, skipping class. Wait, history, he told us he was a nursing student. He audited plenty of nursing classes according to the advisor, but never actually enrolled. So that was a bold-faced lie. Where was he expelled from? I'll give you a hint, you've been there. Is the university? No way. You think back to your visit. Yep, at the university, yep. You still even gotta give me accept it. Maybe the history department has a very low bar. Personally, I always find the subject matter boring. A bunch of dead people doing the same mistake over and over and over again. You're saying they might be hunting for applicants? Perhaps Reese was many things, but he wasn't exactly the best advertisement for the field. Reese look, look, Reese look, look, Reese look. Did Tony even take a class from him? Not just a class. Reese was his advisor. Reese Luke hands you the tablet and chiseling in to read over your shoulder. You swipe the open file. I'll just skim it. I'm skimming. I had a strong hunch he was involved. A dog went missing. Needless to say, endorsed the committee recommendation to expel Tony Victor Muley. You passed the towel back to Luke, barely able to contain the camera in your hands. It looks like Tony was escalating long before the first murder, and that he's been looking into the Hanamahara long before that. I used to think a man who covers his tracks this poorly could have sustained an operation like this. You're right, he's not exactly thorough, but has anyone checked on his counselor? And she said he moved out of state shortly after the whole thing. Works in a private sector now. Good call if you ever. Yeah, that is a good call. It could take ages to track him down. We'll have to put the pieces together ourselves. Seems pretty straightforward to me. He was a troubled man already well along the path of total crippling. Then he takes a class with Professor Reese about the Hanamahara, gets interested in studying it for his history thesis. So Reese did his personal research project on the original members, including the location of the estate. Tony gets a job as a groundskeeper so he can get answers, and then he stumbles onto the basement like we did and pick up where they left off. You return to this, hand still shaking. Tristan follows you, resting a hand on your shoulder. Are you okay? No, I'm frustrated we missed this, but I'm worried about what happens next. I understand, but a great investigator once taught me a lesson about moving forward. You glance over your shoulder at her for once. Tristan's eyes are soft, the glint of humor dulled. She reaches down and steals your trembling fingers. You've done more for Sandra than I could have alone. We're going to catch her killer thanks to you. Those ages of short, Tristan. You've been just as much as part of this investigation as any of us. I'm glad you think so. I don't think so. I know so. Really, is that a technique only the best detectives use? A top secret morale booster, perhaps? That and a true detective always knows when just that and when their partner needs a little bit of extra comfort. Person glanced over her shoulder. Luke is absorbed in his work, oblivious to the two of you. And here I always thought that was frowned upon. I won't tell if you won't. Justin smiles and takes your face between your hands. Your lips meet so gently it nearly takes your breath away. You wrap your arms around her waist and lean into her body, breathing in her scent. I wish we could just skip the next part. Stay like this for as long as we want to. There will be plenty of time for that after we bring Tony to justice, so we're still partners then. We've always been. Now let's go. Stop Tony from finishing what the hand of Mahara started before it's too late. As you turn, you hear the door to my father's office open behind you. I thought I heard you out here. Come on, we don't have time to waste. You follow her into her office. I could have sworn you two were just put back on the case yesterday. How do I be a suspect that so fast? 'Cause I'm that damn good, my father. Lucky Bert, she just sits down. Ready to catch a back, I remember? That's a yes. That's a yes, if I ever heard one. I think we both ready for under the ground with him with this guy now on our terms. So how solid is this? If it's not ironclad, Thompson will what? Kick your asses to Kingdom Come? Ah, great. Say her name and she appears. You turn to see Captain Thompson in the doorway scowling. Hello to you too, Captain. And to answer the question that Lee is solid, Lee's on her way with the smoking gun. Wait, so you don't even have the evidence yet? What the hell am I doing here, Rose? Amir made it clear that you're supposed to cooperate with us, so cooperate. Fine, but we'll see how high and mighty you feel when whatever this is turns out to be under the dead end. It won't. We found a connection between an old suspect and a landscape company hired by the Preservation Society. Speaking of loot, any news about the tie between the different businesses and entities? Yet it so happens that the College Museum and the Iverson Foundation both have work done by Greenhouse Landscaping. That's pretty circumstantial if you ask me or a judge. Hey, Captain, do me a favor and just sit down and shut up. Go ahead, Luke. I also have a local hospital who saw a John Doe with an arm wound consistent with a firecracker who jumped out of a window. He jumped out a window to skip the bill. Ooh, could be unrelated. That's a long way to go from Blake Hill. She's cut off when the door bursts open, revealing an autograph Ruby clutching a piece of paper. Sorry, got here as fast as I could hear DNA results. I did a rapid DNA test and compared blood samples taken from Tony Kowalski and the killers, and it's a 99% match. I'm not addicted, but something tells me that's enough to get a warrant. Everyone bursts into movement. At once, Thompson goes to call a judge while you and my father work on a strategy. Look, I need maps of the area and blueprints of the shop. He's got a lot of tools he could use as weapons in the pinch. We'll need to be careful going in. A few minutes later, Thompson returns. She claps her hands sharply, capturing everyone's attention. We have a warrant. This operation is a go. I already have 2 SWAT teams on standby and a plainclothes officer running surveillance on the Black Spliffs shop. That was quick. I had my doubts about this. No, really? But finally, the Blake House, was a legitimate break in the case. I couldn't risk being wrong. The mayor would have my head if I let this slippery bastard get away again. With 2 or perhaps even 3 whole brain cells. You two enjoy coming up with these little bugs out while I go arrest the murderer. You can tag along and do a sweep for evidence after we're done. Excuse me, we're the ones who found this guy. We're not playing second fiddle. I'm not taking 2 unarmored civilians into a serial killer's lair, especially wounded ones. First of all, I'm not wounded. Uh-oh. That's bullshit. You just want to take all the glory, as though that could ever distract from what a useless heel you've been through her. Yes. Think what you want, but no one enters that shop without a bulletproof vest. Them's the rules. Them's the breaks. Thompson heads for the door, pulling out her phone as she goes. Tough break. I know how bad you wanted to be in there. Actually, I do keep an extra vest in the office in case of emergencies. If you want to leave the charter rules, take it. I'll back you up. Oh, thank you, my father. Thank you. Yes, thank you. Back in the game. Kick-ass and take names in this technical outfit. Yes. There's no way I'm letting this go down without me. Alright then, alright then. There's things as go. Let's move the hell out. Down the street from Kowalski's and Sons Blacksmithing, my father and Tristan hop out of the car with Ember. You find Thompson in an alley with a dozen SWAT officers speaking with a radio. Suspect name is Killer Kowalski, Caucasian male, mid-20s, with a brown hair, might be definitely dangerous. Have something to add. It might help you with him for the radio. Thompson helps to explain the words of eyes and gives it to you. You speak into it. Listen up. I face off with this stuff first, but we're on his home turf now. You should know that he hates knives. He likes knives. I can affirm he knows how to use them too. So watch your blind spots, but don't pull any cowboy crap, tasers, and beanbags unless your life depends on it. I want to confess. I want a confession today, not a body. You hand the radio back to Thompson. Alright, get in position. Two bodies on every exit. The only way is to leave this guy's reading there is in handcuffs. What do you want me? What do you want me? I saw the follow. What? No. You too? No, you too. I haven't come this far. I've come all this way just to. Yeah, but I can't afford you getting hurt again. Just see her here and far away, please. Please. You give her a one-fingered point against a wall. She wants us putting a hand to her injury. Ow. Alright, point taken. Under duress. I guess it's the shoe and Ember then. She moves unclipping the leash from her collar. You take good care of him, okay? The last of the SWAT team just squeeze around the corner as you turn to fold them, pushing to your sleeve. Hey, I mean it, watch your back in there. I'll come back to you. You better, perhaps there will be more these on the other side. Or what? Tristan steps close and blends a flame kiss. Okay. On your lips, she pulls away quickly, leaving you wanting more. With motivation like that, I watch my back, my front, and my sides. You tell your gaze from Tristan's, then round the corner with Ember. You take the decision against the front wall. Thompson, opposite Thompson, and holler at your feet. Ember waits, body coiled like a spring. What do you think you're doing? I said, you said if I didn't have a bulletproof vest, I couldn't join you. Well, I have one. Can't argue with that logic. You just to your tactical outfit. Thompson scowls, her jaw hardening. Yeah, you can't argue with that logic. Now, are we going to stand here and have a natural comments, or are we going to get in there and do this? Take the shirt, Captain. We ready to go on your mark. I'll take that detonator. The SWAT officer looks to Captain Thompson for confirmation. Then, when the she nods, he hands you the handheld tool does. And what you do? Tony Kowalski, we have a warrant for your arrest. As she yells, you hear frantic rummaging from within. He's making a big fight. You squeeze the trigger, the door throws off its hinges. Let's go. You hold your trigger at the ready as you move into the front of the shop. You sweep the room, checking your corners, but it's empty. Drops clear. No sign of the suspect. As Thompson, Rafala, and the SWAT team enter behind you, Ember runs to the mouth of the hallways. She stops growling. Looks like Ember has something. Did you find Tony girl? Catches it. Look like he might have taken off. This way, follow me and watch your backs. You move down a hallway as Tony steps out into plain view. What's going on? Who are you guys? I came by asking about a cult. Say, I didn't recognize you. Please don't hurt me. Ember smiles at your side. Good. Tony Kowalski, hands in the air. Okay, easy. Tony lifts his hand. You notice a tripwire glint across the floor up and a kind of echo line across the hallway. What the? Catch me if you can. Tony turns and bolts through another door. In the scissors ahead, leading over the tripwire. Let's go, team. After the suspect. Wait. Ninja calls Thompson. Thompson and her SWAT team charges ahead, barreling towards the tripwire. We don't have time for this. You grab Thompson's arm and slam her into the wall, stopping her movement inches away from the tripwire. What the hell are you doing? Saving your life. That's a trap. There's a trap. She looks down and sees the tripwire. Her eyes water. That was a close call. That you brought him along now. You took care of you. This, I'm going out to Tony. Wait, you need to. You don't listen. You don't listen to another word. You leap over the wire and hurry through the door. Inside the adjoining garage, Tony trapped in a corner, fending off Ember with the broom. Keep him down, girl. Get away from me. The younger Ember dances away from for a moment. Tony kicks her aside with a yoke. You raise your teaser. Hands where I can see them. Sure. He lifts a nail gun and fires. You hit the deck, metal pane of the wall, and you look up to find him standing over you, with a nail gun in your face. Easier. Don't do anything you're gonna regret. Shut up, you don't understand. You don't know anything. You shouldn't even be here. Just then Thomas appears in the doorway, a beanbag gun trained in Tony. Drop the weapon, Tony. Not another step, or I'll shoot him. Well, let's just talk about this. There's nothing to talk about. I have a plan. I'm following her design. You don't understand. If you turn yourself in, we can help you before things get worse. I don't need your help. I will become her children. You can't. Bang! Okay. Thompson takes a shot and misses. How are you a captain? You missed a standing person. He was just standing there. Stop it. Before you can blink, the nail gun whips up and Tony squeezes a shot of at Thompson. It hits her square in the chest. Tony is distracted for a moment as Thompson hits the garage wall. You look around for a weapon. Taser. You definitely taser roll behind the tool bench and dig in. Nothing. You fire the taser and Tony, his body convulses, but he managed to pull the darts out. He holds the nail gun in your direction and you dip as it cracks over the bench. When you hop up, he staggers out the door. Someone should be around soon. I'm gonna have Tony. You start towards the door, but Thompson calls after you. Wait, you take this. Pass that bastard for all of us. Thompson retrieves her sidearm and offers it to you. Thank you. I don't need this, but thanks. More grateful than ever for the protective vest, you chase after him out the door. Ember, come on, girl. Ember leaps to her feet and runs out to you, with you, with an alley behind the shop. In the alley by the shop, you catch sight of Tony and he slams the door to the utility van. Get by here. It's so that you can't stop me. Oh, I can. He gains the engine, tires screaming and spraying gravel as he peels off. Ember rips off in pursuit as you pull out Thompson's gun and take aim. Tires. You squeeze the trigger, the rear left tire explodes, the van fears and slams the wall. Good. You can escape now. Unless it's on foot, you approach the driver's door, gun up. As you round the corner, you find Tony wrestling with Ember in the driver's seat, her teeth around his arm. Hey, hello. Nah. Do me a favor, Alex, and just keep going until you see a little bit of red liquid known as blood. You rip Tony out of the car and onto the ground. Ember follows, attacking his kicking feet. Is over, Tony. Show me your hands. Get away from me. His foot connects, taking Ember again. The van before you can react against the van. Before you can react, Tony rips you to the ground and roll onto the top of you, wrestling for the gun. Hey, Tristan? Tony turns as Tristan's fist slams into his. Ooh! Tony slams backward and stumbles to the ground near the alley wall. Tristan quickly hooks you up. Tristan, I told you to stay back. And I decided not to listen. You're welcome, by the way. Tony scrambles to his feet as the two of you surround him. You yell into your radio, "Can we get some backup over here? Suspect apprehended." You don't understand what you're doing. Well, we're so close. When I complete the final offering, the only thing you're completing is a prison sentence. You cannot stop the children. Tony tries to Tristan, but he's too worn down from the fight. Tristan easily sidesteps him, avoiding the attack incoming. Just as sloppy. Emphasis for grabbing hold of Tony's pants and angrily thrashing. You think back to your sparring session with Tristan. Stroll the battlefield. You took a close stance, waited poised to spring. A chosen jazz. Tony was the face shield. Come and get some. He was and runs at you, but you're ready for it. You leap and attack him with a spinning leg lock, slamming him into the pavement. Now where you learn that? That one. I've been taking lessons with a friend. Tony struggles feebly as you pin his arms behind his back and reach for your handcuffs. No, I can't be stopped. I am Mora's chosen. I am the warden of men. I am under arrest. Tyler clicks a set of handcuffs on Thomas as you pull Ember off him. Good work, Rose. Let's not make this a regular thing. I couldn't agree more. Thompson and the SWAT team secure Tony, you and Tristan step back. You breathe a sigh of relief. It won't bring Sunday or Bethany or any of the other victims back, but at least will bring the killer justice. I think this calls for at least one celebratory drink. You and Tristan return to the police station following a small group of officers leading Tony by the arm. And this is the precinct where you will be charged, and those are the rooms where you will be interrogated, and then up ahead. Are you really giving this man a tour at the police prison? Really? Okay. Suddenly you're interrupted by a round of cheering from everyone in the bullpen. Cheer Rose and Thorne, and the rest of the devotees. Detective and G. Shh, Luke. Let them have this moment, Luke. Just leans over and whispers in your ear. What a peculiar feeling. One moment they're arresting us, the next they're brawling us. I just don't expect it to last. You head over to Luke, Ruby, and my father. Someone pushes a glass of champagne into your hand. Speech. Care to do the honors? I think this belongs to you. You tap the side of your glass, quieting the bullpen around you. Today's a good day. I want to thank everyone who made it possible despite most of you getting in the agency's way. UI Officer Hallback and Mars standing in the back of the room, but let's not focus on that today. Instead, here's to Tristan Thorne. If it wasn't for her last minute discovery, who knows how many more victims there might have been. So let's raise a glass to the princess of the hour. You lift your glass as a few grumbles echo across the crowd. You have a railway with words. You know that I put up with enough bullshit to last a lifetime here. They don't deserve praise for work they didn't do. You got that right. My father approaches to shake first your hand, then Tristan's cup, then Thompson follows right behind her. Excellent work, both of you. You've done me and the agency proud. Gas praise from the boss. I feel all tingly. Is that normal? Is this normal? Don't worry, I'm sure we'll do something to piss her off. Again, soon. In the meantime, I think we have a suspect to talk to. Care to join, Tristan? You have to wait a bit for that on that. We'll have to finish booking him first. Not to mention we need to patch him up after the ass kick someone gave him. Oh, you're missing someone, apparently. Sorry, someone's better. Then I guess I'll get started on the paperwork instead. You and me both. But answer me this, how would you crack the guy's identity so fast? We got lucky with some public work records. Then I'll need those files for the report. We can't let anyone get overlooked. Anything get overlooked. I believe they're still at my apartment. I'll bring them tonight when I come back to interview Tony. See that you do. Outside on the step, you and Tristan take a moment alone to get a breath of fresh air. Good Lord, it's cold in there. What do you expect? There's a lot to celebrate. The great P.I. Rose saw the kids. You weren't exactly a bystander. So what will you do with your evenings now that you don't have to chase regularly? Which princess? Will I have to fight her because I will do me a favor, Tristan. Find a bathroom with a mirror and look into it and you'll find that the princess I'm talking about. You shall laugh a grand familiarity in the air between you and Tristan, reaching for your hand just when the door to the person opens behind you. I'm not interrupting something, am I? So, no, just skipping a lot of people I don't want to talk to. You and me both. Maybe I can offer a better alternative. I want to invite both of you to dinner at my place tonight to celebrate. Dinner at the boss's house. What an honor. Looking to be able to say yes. You invited two Tristan. My brothers would love to meet you. And God knows we have enough food. I should really get those files of Thompson. Those can wait a few more hours. We got Tony dead to rights. And it's not like the trial is tonight. Come on, let me hear you while my family talks your ear off. What do you say? I love the black. Your dinner a world-renowned onion. Can we do anything? You've never had dinner in an Italian house, have you? I've had dinner in an Italian castle. Well, have more food than they do, trust me. Just bring yourselves and maybe some Tupperware. Yeah, okay. A short car ride later, you pull up outside a modest house outside the city. Ruby and Luke arrive at the same time. Hey, Tristan. Hey, Rose. Tristan? Isn't this exciting? Ruby, it's a dinner at the boss's house. We do this every month. I must say, this is not what I expected. Yeah, the boss is very suburban in her downtime. The front door swings open, my father filling the frame. You hear a burst of teenage shouting from Inside, glad you all didn't get lost. Come on in. You head inside where my father's wife, Teresa, greets you with a hearty hug. Thanks for inviting us for dinner. Of course, you solved the case. How could we not celebrate? But before we dive in, you'll have to introduce me. I still get goosebumps hearing that word. A partner? I didn't realize you did partners. Trust me, she just kinda happened. How long before dinner I smell lasagna? Luke, you're a guest. It's fine, sit down. I'll go get the girls. You all crowd around the humble dining table as my father's three daughters sprint down the hallway into the kitchen. Tristan, these are my father and Teresa's daughters, Cece, Gabriella, and Leah. Gladys! Hi, hi, hi! Are you a princess? I'm a princess. It's an honor. It's my honor to make your acquaintance, little princess. My friends aren't gonna believe Tristan freaking Thorne came here for dinner. Missy! Missy. There you go when I take a bite. Girls, you know the rules. No phones at the dinner table. Now sit and join us. Fathers of the scramble, but they take their seats as Teresa pulls the lasagna out of the oven. Oh, that looks so good. Baskets of steaming rolls and various dishes trade hands at lightning speed as you all tuck into the meal. Pleasant chatter filling the air. Did you catch the Batman? Well, the detective chased him into the alley where I was waiting. You're like a TV superhero. How come nobody gets this excited when I talk about work? It's different when it's different when it's someone else. You're their parents though, so understandable. Facing my father, you behind the desk most days, not seeing the action. Maybe next day you and I can reverse our roles, and have you face off against a killer dude? Absolutely not. My father side looking over at Teresa. Happy wife, happy life. I can't believe you caught him. All thanks to me. Last I checked, Luke, you weren't part of the team that chased Tony down. Yeah, but you never would have even known to go after him without my hacking skills and those public work files. Could you teach me how to hack? Missy, I didn't take it for the hacking type, but you gotta take it up with your moms. I could, but your moms would have my head. No, I let my father handle that one herself. Trust me, Luke, I'd be more than enough on my own. Yep. I know we've had our share of toast today, but this feels like another fitting occasion. Tristan taps on her wine glass, then raises it to the table. We started the case not so long ago with notice to go for a missing Dragnovian and her booking cell phone, and in the very short time we've all been working together, you have become some of my closest friends. She looks at everyone at the table, but her gaze hangs on you longest. What I'm trying to say is thank you for everything. You certainly taken us on a wild ride with many parties than I could have hoped for. Knowing that I'm eager to be happy to get be, able to be invited to again, but still, but you enjoyed being again. I did honestly, I did 100% never. So Thorn, you given much thought about what's next now that the case is over? Given how rarely I suppose it depends on whether I still have a place at a hobbyist crime fighter, though all I have it all of it will have to wait until I take care of a few things. Jacoby, her words send you back to your talk with Marguerite about Tristan being called home. It'll be weird not having you around. I've kind of gotten used to the irritating and the irritation and obnoxious perfume. I like her perfume. I was thinking of getting some myself. What do you think about her perfume? About that little ring from doing in? Mm, yeah, of course, it was a week or two. A few things would need to be ironed out after all, like a good salary if she works for the agency, and a title fitting the princess. Perhaps the good detective can help with negotiations. Only if there's a raise in there for me. We'll see. You you sigh heavily, your mind still on the inevitable future. My father gives you a curious look as the conversation moves on. Hey, so is it true you've been attacked by assassins before? Only one, and it was more of an attempted kidnapping than an assassination. I heard you're not allowed to leave New York City. Do you have a pet bunny? How big is your castle? Can I visit it? Girls, don't overwhelm her, though I have wondered what Jargonia is like. The conversation turned lighthearted once more as the hours passed as Teresa starts everyone to the brim. A few hours later, you and Tristan are on your way out, freezer bags of food in your arms. You sure you don't want to stay a little longer? I've got some cheesecake you could pull up. Oh, that's very tempting. Teresa, that's very tempting, but I'm gonna have to pass. Oh God, please, no more. Respectfully, just inside the car, I'll hold them off. Bye, Princess Tristan. Goodbye, Princess Leah. We will have a marvelous tea party next time. Tristan heads to the car as Teresa chippings the girls inside. But my father catches your umbrella. You can leave. Is everything okay, Rose? You've been acting off all night. The short version is Tristan has to go home, has to return to Dragonovia soon. They look into old charges and they're railroad her on them. I want to help, but even if I knew how, I'm not sure it's my place. Look, I won't tell you how to live your life, but if there's something you want, speak up for it and worry about the backlash later. Thanks, I'll keep that in mind. Now, go get some sleep, cause I'll need you rested tomorrow. This case isn't over until the gavel falls. You bet. You need to get those files too for Thompson. We need to get those files for Thompson. Then it's Sleep City for me. She thumps you on the shoulders, then goes inside as you climb into Tristan's car and head back to the city. Tristan's car glides across town on the way to her apartment building. Blurred by apartment buildings, blurred by as your full stomach settles. Do you think the media has gotten wind of the arrest by now? I mean, where the dude travels fast, so I'm pretty sure yes. Definitely. I'd be surprised if the station isn't crawling with reporters when we return. We'll have to go through the whole song and dance with them, probably with the mayor too. You'll do great. I'll be right there by your side the entire time, and Marguerite could scare something up to help you look the part. Why do I get the feeling you're about to pitch me on a new fancy outfit? Tristan grins, pulling out her phone and calling Marguerite. Hey Max, thought I'd check in. Where have you been? I've been trying your phone for hours and you're not here at your apartment. You really need to stop letting yourself in my apartment. I just wish you'd stop ignoring my calls all the time. Wait, the one who killed Sandra? You saw the case? Oh, you should have been there, Max. It was exhilarating. I haven't felt so alive in years. You hear a sigh, then the tone in Marguerite's voice changes. Well, I'm glad you were able to wrap that business up before going. Mother and father want you home. Hang on, I thought we had more time. You can inform them I don't care to go yet. Let me rephrase. The king and queen of Genovia have tasked me, the ambassador, with bringing the princess home, and it's not a request. Damn it! How long do I have? The jet is scheduled to leave at 10 p.m. tonight. I thought we could eat dinner and then head to the airport. I'm sorry I didn't have much of a choice in any of this. My city is choosing whether to go the easy way or the hard way. What's the worst they can do if you refuse? It's not like they can exile you again. If she doesn't come with me, they'll go through legal channels and activate the Homeland Accord. The what? It's not used very often, but the U.S. has an extradition agreement with the Crown can summon any Genovese home at will. Your government would have to oblige. Who knows? You might have an arrest me yourself. Who knows? You might have to arrest me yourself. And if I refuse, that's not right at all. Right has little to do with it. We're on our way now, Max. We'll be there in a few years. Doorbell on the line. Oh, that was fast. Why didn't you tell me you were here already? Because we're not? But Margaret, has already lowered the phone. You hear her footsteps crossing the apartment. Voice distant. Hang on, I'm coming. Did you forget you keep you expecting a couple inches? She shakes her head as the door creaks open. What the? Let me go. Let me go. Max, what's going on? Oh, what the hell? Something help. The phone abruptly disconnects. Damn it! Step on it, Chisholm. Marjorie needs this.